All right. Welcome to another stream of Gravitas 2, Homestead SMP. We currently have Eternal. He's live as well on Twitch, and does he do YouTube as well? I know he does. He drops recordings onto YouTube, but does he stream to YouTube? Let me take a look real quick, because I know he definitely streams on Twitch. And he also streams on YouTube. Definitely go check him out. He is killing it with this whole Greg Tech stuff. Like, he is like pretty much as soon as we get HV unlocked, he's probably going to be like mad deep into that. Yo, Potter, what's up? Welcome in, welcome in. So I've been doing a little bit of work off camera, trying to get ethanol or ethylene, not ethanol. And I've gotten to the point where I do have ethylene. So the next step now is let this continue, but I need to turn this ethylene into polyethylene, which poly. Let me turn my game sound back on. That's kind of loud. Let me turn that down a little bit. Okay. Polyethylene, this stuff right here. This is what I need. And I need to throw the ethylene into... Oh, I could do that right now. I actually have a drum full of air. So I'll let this process, and then we'll have polyethylene, liquid polyethylene. That's freaking awesome. And then what that will allow me to do is actually get into these super tanks, because the super tanks, to make the hermetic casing, requires the large polyethylene fluid pipe, which requires liquid polyethylene and a large pipe mold, which I should probably make that now. Do 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 do. Large. Yeah, let's make that. There's a couple of these that I'm gonna have to make. Like the rotors and the gears and stuff for the one machine that I don't have yet. What machine was that again? That was I think the extractor, which I think is only available in MV. Let me see. Extractor. No, there's what was the other machine? There was another machine Thurman was telling me to make, but
get magnesium, why not? But nothing.
there's a Thurnal.
Not that interesting right now.
What was the machine? Oh, the extruder. That's what it was. The extruder. Extruder. That does not have an LV variant. It only starts at MV, which I'm not. I mean, I'm almost there, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah, later, why not? It's not really interesting to...
Let's see. So I have the mold. How do I make the large pipe mold? That's it. Down here. There we go. Large pipe mold. Okay. So that will go into the fluid solidifier, which I have up there. Why have a big building and still lawn basing? I'm not lawn basing, funny enough. That's only temporary because that's actually what's producing my my FE at the moment, and I don't have any ways to transport stuff from one location to the next without making like a spaghetti stuff. So this right here is actually what's making my power with these steam turbines. Once I have the ender tanks and stuff, then I'll be able to move everything into this room right here for the power. This we'll move once I get my storage stuff situated into this side. But right now, because this is connected to a system that then transports and basically imports, exports everything out of my system. So that's why this is still here. I just haven't had the chance to set up my new storage location in that room. I have to figure something out in creative on how I'm going to set that up. But yeah, no, what we're doing right now, making the large polyethylene pipes and stuff, is actually to make the ender tanks so that I can move all that stuff, all that into here. So that's the goal. Yum. Let's see, fluid solidifier. I'll throw you in here. Matter of fact, I should probably get all the molds. I thought I had more than that. Oh, I do. They're up here. All I'm hearing is, yeah, still lawn basing for now. How am I lawn basing? How am I lawn basing? All my working machines, except for what's making power, is up there. Inside a building. Not on the lawn. And this is just a temporary setup. I'm gonna, once I get more stuff going, it's gonna be laid out properly. But each of these machines are gonna have their own room or their own section of a room, depending on how I have things set up. Okay, there's all that. Was there a number for this, or just go? Okay, it's just go. Okay. You know what? Another question is, why are you using create storage when you have ID? I don't have ID. I have a little bit of ID, but I don't have enough for me to do ID storage, which is why I'm doing create storage. Now, the reason why I don't have ID and I'm not near ID is because it actually requires MV to make ID stuff. Integrated. So, to get a sapling, we have to either use the inscriber or actually that's it. I think we would have to use the inscriber to make the mineral sapling, and to make the inscriber, it requires that's not what I wanted. I wanted that requires NV to make. So without having that sapling, we can't get stuff like the crystallized mineral or the mineral chunks, which then we can't make the input output and the veritable cards. Logic cables, again, that all requires stuff. So the little bit of ID that I do have was from a quest line. Let's see, what quest line was it? Let's see. Why MV when you can use the A2 version? What do you mean? What quest did this come from? Yes, this one. The Taste of Integrated Dynamics. It gave us Item interface, logic cable, and storage. The inscriber requires MV to make. That's inscriber. So you put all the items into an assembler, but it requires MV to actually make the item. So it requires LV stuff, well, except for the MV electric piston, and then it requires MV power. Yeah. That's why I'm saying it requires MV to get into integrated dynamics, which I'm not there yet. I'm like mid LV, I would say. I'm just getting this all started. But I'll get there soon. Yeah, because AE2 is spread across you going ID or other options. I'm probably gonna do I'm gonna keep with the create storage drawer integrated dynamic stuff that I have going on until I'm able to get a full AE2 setup. It's going to be a minute because all this stuff is actually uh, scattered across different uh, tiers. Because it like if I look at the ME controller, that requires HV to make. The ME drive is MV. The interface is HV. The cables are LV, so I can make the cables now, but that's ID on vaults would work well. No. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how I have it set up right now. So if I go back down to my storage room, each of these are connected with item interfaces, which is how I'm accessing them. It's just I don't have enough cable to technically reach everything just yet. Oh yeah, no, I don't have any frog ports. I just have packagers. Yeah, nothing's on frog ports at the moment. So I'm leaving these until I move everything. Just because I like the simplicity of if I am here, I could just dump everything into a chest and then call it done. And if I want something, you know, quickly, I could, and I'm not like down there already, then I could just request it from here. But I could also just come down here and grab it out of here. I'm doing a lot of my crafting here though because it's just simpler than having to request and craft. But if I'm just requesting items, then I just do it up there. Um, I hate that my visuals keep bugging. Went to the wrong place. Am I done finally? Okay. Yeah, it's one thing I think they need to integrate and to create is the ability to craft within the storage. If it did that. Well, I mean, technically you can. Like I had it set up earlier where I could just send stuff to an auto crafter and then it would just go back into my storage, but I don't have that I don't have that set up anymore. Like you could set up a 3x3 mechanical crafters, put on packagers and frog ports and just have that as your crafting. But that's still slower than, you know, going down to the to my integrated terminal and just doing it here, you know? Okay. So I have the stuff to make this now. Let me grab this and put another one down. It was in a chemical reactor, right? Oh yeah. No, yeah, I agree with that, honestly. Polyethylene or ethylene, whatever you want to call it. It needs to be on one. God, this takes a lot of air. Okay. So it's on 3, so I need to change this to 1. Then I need to grab my air. And my ethylene. See, at this point in the pack, I could play it. Everything before this would... Yeah. That's what I was saying yesterday in my stream. Like, TFC, yeah, makes things kind of miserable and like, ugh. But once you get past that and you get more into like the whole create and GregTech stuff, like TFC becomes like a thing of the past. Like you have miners, you have all the machines to do everything you need. You got create storage for like a good amount of storage, and you also got storage drawers for the bulk storage. You know, like now this is where the true game kind of begins. You don't have to worry about, collapsing blocks and dying. The only thing you have to worry about is just your thirst and hunger now. So this was air and ethylene. Was there a byproduct to this? No. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to grab... I'll grab the water one and void the water and put that down. Yeah, look at that. We got liquid polyethylene. Let's go. All the grind to get to this point is what really puts me off, plus Greg. But I could suffer that. Honestly, okay, so the only thing that I have issues with Greg is the whole liquid lineup. So for example, like this whole lineup right here, where you get crude oil, you put it through, well, you get oil in general, not just crude oil. You put it through a distillery to get sulfuric naphtha. Then you get the sulfuric naphtha and you combine it with hydrogen gas in a chemical reactor to get naphtha. And then once you have naphtha, you then put it back through the chemical reactor with steam to get the severely steamed cracked naphtha, which then you put through a distillery to get your ethylene. And then once you have your ethylene, you put it into the chemical reactor with air, kind of like what I'm doing now, to get the liquid polyethylene. So it's just that setup, but like everything else is super easy. Like you have the normal machines. What are we stuck here on? Oh, you're full. Methane. But it really honestly isn't that bad. There's and, and the one thing I do like about this is there's machine sounds. You know, the modern industrialization, no machine sounds. Greg Tech, there's sounds. You got liquid bubbly stuff, you got like what else? You have like the chompings, the cuttings. I got to say energized power is decent, fresh look into MI. Yeah. Uh, is it okay? So how does energized power work? Is it good for like early game, or is it good for like? Will it take you into mid to late game? It's a grind, but nothing like MI in terms of because energized power is the new power solution in ATM 11, right? You just need a reasonable amount of power to get it started, and then you could ramp it up quick to the point you're getting silly power. It like okay, so when you say silly power, like how silly is this power? Like, is it definitely going to be getting nerfed in the near future? Like, was it the large gas burning generator silly, or is it just like what? Dun, 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 dun. Can't see it. It's not. It's not GBG or extreme reactor silly, but when your options are power or that, it's silly. Okay, that's fair because I mean, with power on base like coolants, it's like just 500k. But if energized power could produce more than that, then yeah, that I can understand. So Eternal keeps telling me to bulk craft certain things, and I'm definitely seeing why he's saying that, because man, some of this stuff does take forever. Uh, the top tier cable transfers max end power. Wow, I have a feeling that's gonna get nerfed. Wow, I haven't heard these guys in forever. Star set, Jesus. I've seen them in person. It was so awesome. They came to my town a long time ago, but it was such a good concert, man. Oh, yeah, Greg is in my dude. You need to treat it the same and have stuff bulk craft passive. Yeah. The only problem with passive crafting with this in this mod pack is resources are not plentiful. I mean, they are to a sense, but I've been struggling to keep my resources up. But once I get deeper into Greg Tech and get the miner, like here, let me show you. I'm gonna fall down the elevator shaft and then go over to Thanos. Is there not a resource gen mod? There's like, are you talking about like mystical agriculture kind of resource gen or what? Good God, it's loud here. Um, so here's one of the Greg Tech blocks. This is actually drilling for oil. But there's also miners that are kind of like the same way. I don't know if he has his up. Just the miners. So for example, let me go back to over here. Um, if I pull out my ore prospector, this shows me all the ores that are in my area in a 5x5 chunk. So like I have pyrite,
Lex
nickel, and
Unam
stuff like
says of
that.
course there's a resource gen mod, is all the drill but they ADN it, well ban it due to being OP.
It's not banned. You're talking about these drills, right? These ones. They're not banned. What was banned was getting them super early in the game, from Corel Tombstone. But these, so all we have is to go off of the naturally generated veins of ore. So once we have
Lex
kind of
Unam
an
says the
understanding
famous
of,
hot ores in your area.
yeah, exactly. So like this one right here, I have a basic miner. I could just chunk this guy down, and whatever's in a 17 by 17 working area will pull up. So if I put this down and I actually power it up, I would get nothing honestly because there's nothing in this chunk. But if I put it like say over here, I'll get bismuthine, bauxite, which is aluminum, and bismuth, which is another form of bronze, I think. Um, but yeah, no, what this does is it actually drills a hole straight down to bedrock. And each layer it goes down in a 17 by 17, it will mine that ore for you. So all these like discolored
Lex
blocks
Unam
is
says
where the ore used to
aluminium.
be. But yeah, no, it goes all the way down to bedrock, and it just picks up all the ores on its way down. Does it use up the resource vein in that chunk, or does it keep? No, yeah, it will actually eat the vein up. So if you see here, you see this giant square right here. Let me see. Lapis. Whoop. So that square is what this miner picked up. Yeah, exactly. But instead of doing the actual chunk, it will just do the ores themselves, and then it will replace it um with whatever material that it wants to put there. So gravel, some form of cobble. I would probably put it more towards like a digital miner from like Mechanism.
Lex Unam says like digital miner.
Exactly. And they do have a multi-block version of these that does a lot bigger areas. Like this one, this does a 5x5 chunk, 7x7. Uh, drills ores from veins under bedrock. Interesting. But yeah, so we have 3x3, 5x5, and 7x7 chunks, and then the ones that I have do blocks. The ones that I was working on, so like 9x9, 13x13, etc. It's good in that sense, but bad that you have to keep hopping around the map and have holes everywhere. Yeah, I know, but it's fine. Because you could just set it and forget it and just come back later. As long as you give it enough room for all the ores, because it mines up a ton. And it's not slow either. Like it is kind of slow, but it's not like super slow. Like you're going to be waiting for ages. No. It's pretty quick. All right, how are we doing up here? We're still chugging along. We're out of air. At least it has some way of doing it. You could be just having to go
Lex
mining all the
Unam
time.
says
Yeah.
just don't let the
In
ADN
mining.
team seize it or it will get nerfed.
Oh no, it won't get nerfed. No, this is pretty much done being modified. Now they're just fixing stuff. Like crafting recipes that shouldn't be available. But yeah, no, nothing's getting nerfed. Except for one thing that might get nerfed, but that everybody's still kind of on the fence about it, and that's the steel recipe from Create Mixing. Where's steel? This recipe. Because this is super overpowered. You can make 1,000 steel in just a couple of minutes. It is so fast. I mean, honestly, they're not. And I talked to Vortex too. They're not gonna be nerfing anything because TFC. TFC is its natural nerf mechanic in this mod pack. So yeah, there's that. What's the unfun way? Do you really want to know, Lex? Ooh, hold on. Game music just started up and that is loud. There we go. Okay. I mean, you asked for it. In order to make steel, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can do it in a EBF with purified iron and oxygen. That requires MV. You can do it in a primitive blast furnace, which takes 40 seconds per steel ingot. And you can use wrought iron and coal dust, or purified iron and charcoal. And you only get one. Now, if you do the purified iron and charcoal, that takes 90 seconds. Charcoal isn't too bad to make, but the purified ingot, if you don't have a decent setup to get actual like magnetite and stuff to, you know, blast over, you will have to use alloy smelter with cast iron and lime. And to get the cast iron, you have to, let's see, cast iron is, yep, smelting down the cast iron ores. So like limonite, pyrite, magentite, geothite. Or you could cast it in a alloying situation. Let's see. Actually, no, not alloy. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. So like hematite, magentite, stuff like that. If you melt it down in the forge in a basin, you get cast iron, then you can ingot it out. It's a lot of work. That's why they're thinking about possibly nerfing the create mixing method, because once you have like the steam furnace from Greg Tech, you could turn like the hematite, the magnetite, the geolite, the limonite, You could turn all that straight into purified iron, and then just throw that iron into a mixer with some charcoal, heat it up, and it goes ham on it. Like, it's super fast. But the point in this pack is to make it hard. Yeah, exactly. It's to make it hard. You have to struggle a bit to get to the point where it won't be hard anymore. Charcoal. There's a couple of ways you could do charcoal. You could either do the coke oven method, which gets you creosote and charcoal, or you could put logs underground, light them on fire, wait about 12 to 15 minutes, and it turns into charcoal piles, which then you just mine up with a shovel and you got charcoal. So charcoal's not that hard to get. It's more just like the iron, the metals is where it gets a little tricky. But yeah, no, once you get into Greg Tech and create, some of the stuff becomes super easy. You know what? I'm just gonna do this. There we go. Just tired of filling up air. So like regular Minecraft, but on a whole, what's the big building in the horizon? That one? That is Eternal's new base. So, this is Eternal's
14 ingots.
base
Rock iron
that he
ingots,
started
rock
with.
iron ingots.
And this is Eternal's new base that he's
Lexunam
working
says
on.
let's base tour.
For me, the create method is fine because you have to still have the resources to make it, but they want you to suffer for the resources and for the making of it. Yeah, I mean, they don't want... Why is it blinking? Is that just visual? Interesting. But yeah, no, this is Eternal's base. He has ethanol. Is it ethanol? That's loud. What does he make? Yeah, this is his ethanol production. This is his power room.
We'll have to make a ton of cards.
See, this is why I want
ton
ender
of
tanks,
ID
so I could
cards
have
to actually
everything
build the
kind of just
process properly.
all together instead of being out in the open.
Hello.
Yo.
Yeah, I'm starting the automated processing line for the ores.
Oh, nice. What I need for the ender tanks is to be able to move fluids, so like water and lava.
Think about this actually. I wanna approach it.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. And because in this mod pack on rich soil, oh god, that's loud. On rich soil, mushrooms grow
He's
automatically.
looking at.
So this whole process is all automated just to make ethanol, which is maddening. What? Why not recipe? Huh? What do you mean?
I can't hear him on the stream.
What? When? What? Not why? Lex, you're confusing me. What? What do you need to create with? Oh, what do I need to create? Okay. So to make the ender tank, I need the super tank, obsidian plates, the LV field generator, the MV electric pumps, MV sensor, and MV emitter. And to make the super tank, I need the steel plates, the LV circuits, LV electric pump and the hermetic casing, which is where the polyethylene that I'm making comes into play because I need the large polyethylene fluid pipe. Yeah. Yeah, it's not like other packs where you just need obsidian and ender eyes. Steam. Oh, that's smart. Steam buffer. Next to a... Oh, that's not a buffer. That's the buffer. Wait. Oh, he's sending steam other places. Okay. Oh, he got the big boy. Ooh, he has the MV ones. Very nice. You're still in MV. Yeah. I'm still in LV. I'm not far from making stuff from MV. Like I already have Cooper nickel. I think.
Lex Unam says in ADN the goal is the star
Yeah.
slash star blocks slash star B. What's the goal here?
The Stargate. This thing. This is the goal. To make this, to power it, and be able to travel places. This is the final goal right here, is to make the Stargate. I'm kind of excited for this part because I've never really been like far enough in any mod pack to travel space. Where's the chair? What chair? Huh? Um, Oh, there it is. Yep. There's a Stargate series of someone that sat in a chair that only the ancient people control. Huh. I never really got into the whole Stargate series stuff. I was more of the Star Wars side of things. Um yeah. And that's the same thing we have to do here. Potter is we would have to go to space. We have to um get different ores from the different uh like Mars, Mercury, Mercury. I don't know why that sounded so weird saying Venus and the moon, stuff like that. And this is the only way we could actually get to the end, by the way, is space travel. Where's Jupiter? You used to have to activate it, and then you would get stuff to use in crafting. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of sounds like what's that magic mod with the that one dimension with the green portal, and you throw things into it and it throws it back at you. I'm drawing a blank so hardcore right now. Yes, but Botania. Yes. That was that was such a good mod. You would find symbols around the map that would yeah. That's kind of like that, but this requires just a ton of power to activate. And then you would put in coordinates. So like if I go back real quick, so we have like all this stuff, which allows you to match symbols, I guess. I don't know how this really works. I know Badger, Monstrous Badger, he was a part of the SMP, but for some reason his connection wasn't allowing him to connect to this server, unfortunately. But in his world, he has the Stargate up and running, and he did that quite recently too. But he has it connected up to computer craft, so everything's like automated. So when he turns it on, he could just have it automatically select the correct symbols, which is actually pretty neat. Yeah, to kind of match it with the theme of the pack. Are we done finally? All right. No, we are not. We need to grab more air though.
Lex Unam says I miss Botania, but sadly it will never be updated, neither thermal.
Hold on. Why am I stuck here? What? Oh, 16 millibuckets. Duh. Let's change
Lex
that.
Unam says an unfinished forest will never be finished.
I miss Britannia, but sadly it will never be updated. Neither Thermal was such a good mod. It was so good for early game as well. And unfinished for Twilight.
Lex Unam says thermal walks so if could run.
Thermal walks. Oh god. I like the pack elders, but yeah, that pack seems kind of interesting, and you know, I would have to agree with that. I would add some things to kind of make things a lot better. I have to get into creative world and figure out how I'm gonna make these buildings. I was thinking about doing like a hexagon kind of shape. Oh yeah, exactly. I would do both carry on and easy villagers. I wouldn't just do or. I would do both. Unless easy villagers cubs with carry on. Kind of baked in. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, so while this is finishing up, which is going good so far, what I want to look at is making the GT greenhouse. Oh, that requires so much stuff. Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, because trying to move villagers with their AI is just, ugh. Oh, I need an MV circuit for this. I I can't even make this yet. I could, I think I could make, I need NV assembler for this. Oh man, so I can't even make the greenhouse yet. Ugh. I think my first MV machine is going to be an assembler. Yeah, why make people suffer exactly? I mean, sometimes pack developers like seeing people suffer. You know what's funny? Um, I just downloaded a certain game and updated it. So, you know, I have this now. And you know, after watching like Cthulhu playing it, I was like, man, I kind of want to jump in there. I was kind of also thinking about making like a small series on this. Cuz it's fun to it was fun when I played it, but I bought it like 2 years ago and I touched it. God, how many hours do I have in this? Yeah, not like just under 10 hours of playtime. I have so many games. This one, man, this game had me going for a while. That's a co-op game for sure. Yeah. Same with this one, 7 Days to Die. It's so fun having another player with you. I wouldn't, I couldn't play it solo. It would do my brain in doing this factory solo. Yeah, no, I get that. All right, how are we looking? So what do I need to do now? I need to make the EBF. This looks like I need to make Invar. I need to make energy hatches. I could do the I could do this, but I need to make 10 alloy. Ugh. We still need to start a CP pack out. The only issue is people having so many packs on the go currently. People wouldn't play much. Yeah. Well, my Star B series is on hold for now. Because I'm actually wanting to wait for the hard mode to be completed. The pack itself is fun to play. But I'm wanting to lean more towards harder packs. Where'd this guy go? Hello? I just saw the dude. Interesting. Okay. It's like I wanted to play a create only pack. Um but the same time I'm still on the fence about that because playing create in this pack compared to playing a regular base modded create, it it would be like I'd feel like it would be too easy, honestly. Create in this pack was so difficult. Because, like, if you think about it, let's take a look at some of the stuff. Um, so, to make mechanical belts, you would need leather, brass mechanisms, and wrought iron rods. And you only get 3 doing that. Now, if you bump it up to steel, you get 6. Or if you use rubber, you get 3 and 6 as well. To make the mechanical press, that requires a wrought iron double ingot. Yeah, no, I get that. I think that's why, like, if we do start anything, it would probably be more of like a de-stress pack from our other packs, and it wouldn't be more like like it wouldn't be content creation focus. It would just be like, just to come in, chill, and vibe kind of thing. Which I think, like, if we did like satisfactory, like for all of us, that would be freaking awesome. And honestly, I would probably record that. Yeah, I saw you said you found a Skyblock mod pack, but then you were like, never mind. Yeah. Okay, so to make 10 alloy, cast iron. Okay, does iron work as well for that? Is that okay? So that is cast iron. What what about do a? I'm not doing all the mods again. I was so like tired of that pack. Right, yeah. No worries, no worries. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like I'm still waiting for Big Jim to come back to Gravitas, which I hope he does soon because he is far behind, and hope he could catch up. I know he's kind of afraid to start Greg Tech, but it's really not that bad. Um, and Elder has 2 packs going on. He has the Sky Bees. Well, no, he finished the Sky Bees, I think. Did he? Yeah, I think he finished Sky Bees. So he has the Foundry pack. Can you imagine us, like all of us, just on one block? How chaotic that would be. Cause it wasn't that good, honestly. In my honest opinion, it wasn't that good. We should just push each other. Oh god. All the struggles. We would yeah. All the struggles. Freaking hilarious. Okay, you're out of air already. I'm actually really glad that air is really easy to get. Yeah, Eternal's setups are freaking crazy.
It's kind of cheap to always use Flux everywhere, you know, like Flux networks, plugs,
Oh
and
look, he made
forms.
more polyethylene.
Converter. Let's go use a converter. 4 amp won't suffice actually. That's the only issue we
It's
have.
funny because I actually come over here
I might
and I
do 8.
I use his machines just to like help me get things done faster because all his machines, like if you look, they're all advanced, which means he's in
Copper
MV
cable times 8.
and they run a lot
That is
faster than the LV
times
machines.
8. Oops, wrong one. Oh, wrong one, wrong one. That's times 8. 5 of.
Having all the updates and the messing around took the shine. Yeah, yeah. I I lost interest. Like the Cobblemon side of things was okay. Um, but the modded pack side of things, like it was a reskin all the mods pack, and there just wasn't that big of a variety other than having the added Cobblemon stuff. So I kind of lost interest really quick. And you're probably right on that, Botter, honestly. But the problem with that also is the content creation side of things. It If we would have waited, it would have not been beneficial at all. Because it died out. All the mons actually kind of died out content creation wise. Um, I think way before the actual pack was released. It's kind of like you have to hit that wave. If you don't hit that wave, then you're just if you come in late, it's just not beneficial. And I was starting to see that with my views. Like early on when I was doing the episodes, it was looking good, but then all of a sudden it just dropped. Yeah. Yeah. What was I doing? Oh yeah, 10 alloy. 10 alloy. So cast iron and 10. What was the mixture? So I could do 50-50, so 1-to-1. Okay, that's not bad. So if I get blaze burner and a crucible and iron 1, 2, 3, 4 and 10 1, 2, 3, 4 and a conduit. Doesn't need to be anything special. That will be pretty much all I need. I think it being ATM 10 all over again, but put fewer. Yeah, I agree with that. Because it's like, okay, well, we've seen all the modded stuff already hundreds of times. And like the Cobblemon side of things is pretty cool, but it's just not enough variation to justify. I forgot coal. Oh, and hoppers. Okay. So the way I do this is I put a blaze burner down. I put the crucible on it. And that already slowly heats it up, warms it up, but it's not very much. It'll get it to around there. And then what I do is I grab my hoppers. And then I grab an empty steel drum. An empty steel drum. There we go. Okay. Ooh, I can't do that yet. Hold on. I forget I forgot I'm alloying, so I can't extract it just yet. I have to let it alloy first. So then I only need one hopper. That might be right. The only way I could hopper is through the top. And then I let it melt down. People were watching to start with as they were expecting new stuff. Soon as they released, they turned off to the other newer stuff. Yeah. And I think that's why Cobblemon in its own right, like its own mod pack, was doing better than all the mods. Yeah, like I haven't touched all the Mons 11 except to look at whatever's in it. And that's as far as I got. Oh, you're gonna be like that? Alright, hold on. I need to get the other coal. Or can I do this with a bellows? Because last time I tried to do this with a bellows, it wasn't working. But I think it was because I put it in the wrong spot. Maybe I need to put it here. Is that moving it? Doesn't look like it. Hold on. Maybe down here? Oh, wrong way. And I'm done. Will this work? Nope, that doesn't work either. Okay, I have to get the other coal. I hate using this stuff, but it's easy to get now, especially with the digital miner. And this causes superheated. Let me go back over to thermals.
Is that pretty fast? But on the other side, might actually need to use sodium persulfate. Sodium.
You guys saw nothing. Yeah, this coal is easy to get. You just have to. It's like scattered throughout the nether, and it works freaking amazing, and it keeps you topped up at brilliant white. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, 10 alloy. There we go. Fitty. Okay, now I could export this. So superheating, yeah. Okay, so now what I can do is it won't try and push. So I could keep this going on an alternating pattern as such. And that should be fine. I prefer that's how you do it in the normal create. Yeah, where you have to like make an assembling line for blaze cakes and fill them with lava and all that stuff. Yeah, I agree. I wonder. Hold on. What does lava do? I know. Go ahead, hit me. No, hit me again. Yeah, goodbye. He got Yeetus. He got Yeetus. He's way over there somewhere. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that about these things. These things are freaking awesome, especially when you start getting into the ender fluid conduits and stuff like the ender conduits, because you could have everything like interconnected, and you could you know, filter them by color. So like if I change, like say I change this to blue and I only want these to get it and like nothing else, I would just change these guys to blue, keep this on green, so this will pull steam from this, but these four will pull steam from this guy. You know, it's they're so good. You can't do that with like the pressurized fluid conduits, but the ender conduits you can. They're so good. And then once you get like the extraction speed upgrades, you'll never run out of anything. Exactly. Bless you times 6. Yeah, I know you are. What else can I do with 10 alloy? 10 alloy. Ooh, bronze foil. I know you can use universal pipes, but the conduits just seem more versatile and they look much better. Yeah. And you could also do the filtering. They have, item filters, they have fluid filters. They got redstone stuff. Like they're pretty freaking awesome. In this mod pack though, they're hard to get to. It takes so long to get the stuff. But in a normal regular mod pack, I mean, that's just it's easy. Where's my I feel like stuff was getting voided. Hold on. Ah, maybe that's why. Not sure if they are fastest pipes with max upgrades, but I'm not sure what is. If they are, I'd use them over pipes. Maybe a Mythbuster. Yeah, I don't know because their base speed for the ender pipes, ender conduits. The transfer rate is 200 millibuckets per tick. Now with the I don't know how these extractors work. I don't know if it times it by 4. So if that's the case, that would be just 800 millibuck. I don't know what the extraction speed is on these. Is there a book or something that could tell me? These vacuum chests are freaking awesome as well. Eternal was showing me them the other day, and they're freaking awesome. I'm gonna have to Google that real quick. Ender IO extract speed upgrade. Has a max extraction rate of 200 millibuckets per tick and max transfer rate of 800 millibuckets per tick. The thing that I'm confused about is I can't find answers. Extract transfer. Wait, you could have multiples? Hold up. You could do more than one? Hold on. No. Okay. I was about to say, if you could stack these, that would be freaking crazy. But yeah, no, I think it looks like it bumps it up to 800 millibuckets per tick. So it's not as good as the pipes, but I mean, they hold up for what they are. Is that enough? Yeah, that should be enough. Not even close to pipes though, but to be fair, pipes isn't needed for most things. It's only a few things. Yeah, exactly. And if that's the case, then you could just use integrated dynamics for the max int stuff. Because that's better than pipes, honestly. If you want to push like fluids or whatever at max int speed or like the transfer rate. Uh, what was I doing? I was, oh yeah, EBF. Need to make invar, which is iron and nickel. Ooh, I'm gonna have to get more nickel going, which means I have to go find it. Okay, got invar going. Should be good. Yum. Okay, how are we doing up top? Okay, just need a little bit more air. I think 36 buckets is pretty fair for now. Maybe 30. Well, I get 37 maybe. I think that will last me a decent amount of time. So I'm happy with that. Okay, let me do that. The EBF is massive too because that will allow me to make more aluminum or aluminium ingots. Because once you get it to like aluminum dust, the only way to process the aluminum dust is to do it through an electric blast furnace. Oh, yeah, this is how close I am to getting into MV. I'm almost there. So if I need more nickel, do I have any more under my base? Because I pulled up a bunch earlier. Nickel. Oh yeah, I still got a good amount over there. Matter of fact, I'll just drop one down right now. So it should be, I think over here it said nickel. Uh, shum. Okay, so I want to go about halfway. So right there. So like right here. Yeah, looks about right. Is there anything under this? No. Okay. So I just plop this guy down. Give it one of these. Go to the side of it and do auto output and give it some power. Nope. There we go. So what this does is it puts this kind of like a drill, and it goes straight down, and then it scans in a 1717 all the way around, and it pulls any ores that it comes across in that area. So I just let that go, make sure that it's chunk loaded over here, which it is, and then come back to it. Turn that off. We're done with this? Yeah. Am I using that much power on this thing? No. Okay. Oh, and these are diamonds, by the way. The kimberlite is diamonds. Alright, so I needed how many of these? Hold on. I need 9 of them. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Invar rods. Okay, so Invar. Don't need that many. Should be enough. So the lathe. Getting hungry. I'm gonna have to get some food soon. Yeah, today might be a little shorter of a stream. Just because I still got a lot of stuff I got to do for recording. And I want to make sure I have something to record. And then of course food and other stuff. So I might be doing about another hour, and then I'll probably be calling it for a day. Depending on what I have available for recording episode on this, I might record an episode of this, and I may even start my um, satisfactory episodes. No, not the snow, not again. Ugh, early winter. There we go. Storage room. So I needed 9 of these, so 5 of the frames, so 3 crafts. 1, 2, 3. Throw that in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So we have that, and then we need oh, what are those? Solid fuel. What on earth is this? Oh, gotta be kidding me. This is such a weird craft. I need fire clay. And of course I don't have any. Oh, I mean, I do have some fire clay actually. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Can I do this in here? No. Mm, At least the crucibles are easier to make now. That's always a plus. Okay. Oh no, I'm missing a fire charge. What will I ever do? Make another one. Okay, so that's done. Now I can make this bad boy. All right, let's see. So we have the main block. So I can mark that off the list. We have the heat proof Cooper nickel. So I need the wires and bronze foil. Bronze foil, it could be done in the bender with bronze and tin to make 4. Okay. So bronze. Um, how many do I need to make of this? 16? Oh, that's a lot. How many do I get out of this? I get 4. So 64 times 4, that's 256. 16 times 8, that's 16 times 8, that's 128. Okay, so that should be perfect then. So if I go to my bender, put this to 10. Bronze foil. Okay, so I'll let that go. Now I need to make Cooper nickel wire, which I could do in the wire mill on 2. Okay. So I'm gonna grab some Cooper nickel. I think I could do just that. No. Hold on. How many do I get from this? Wire mill. Oh, I just get 1. And how many do I need? I need 8. So 8 times 16. So I need 100 and... What was my math on that again? 16 times 8. It's 128. So that's 2 stacks. Wow. Really? So 1, 2. That's expensive. So 2. Okay. Yes. Make this Tungsten assembler with the 10 alloy. Okay, so this one's almost done. Last one. And there we go. So I could grab 2 of these, throw them in here. And now I'm just waiting on this, which I could get this started. Just do that. Oof, 10 seconds per coil block. Okay. Getting the EBF is going to be massive because this will open up a lot of stuff. Which also, I think this opens up, what else does this open up? I want to say stainless steel. But that's a whole process in its own self. Yeah, stainless steel dust will get a stainless steel. I could do it on copper nickel, which is good. I just need to make sure I have enough power. Which, look at that power. That takes 353. And that's if I use nitrogen. If I don't use anything and I just want to use this dust, it's almost double. That's crazy. So it'll be a hot minute before we get to stainless steel. Because I'm barely making 32,000 FE right now. Then I need to make 2 energy hatches, input bus and an output bus. Then I need to make input output hatches, muffler hatch, maintenance hatch. Oh, Oh, how nice of them. They give us anywhere from 2 to 4 LV machine holes. 2 more. 1 more. There we go. The last of it. Perfect. Boom. 16 coils. Now I just got to make everything else. Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clear a lot of this off and restart on some of these things. Is there a better energy hatch that I can make? Energy hatch. Um, no, it looks like that's the best one. Okay. Okay. It's a lot of hatches. That's a lot of hatches. Jeez. So I need 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 8 of these machine holes. Ooh, do I have enough of that? No, I do not. Steel. Oh, I'm out of steel. Okay. Now you'll get to see how overpowered that recipe I was talking about. Do I have at least 1 steel? I don't. That sucks. That's fine because I'll just use this. Um, yo, Eric, thank you so much for the follow. Oh no, yeah, thanks for the subscribe. Appreciate you. Um, let's see. What do I need? So I have mixer, cog, basin, funnel. Let me grab some of these. Is there anything else? So I have the hoppers, the crate, blaze burner. Okay. Um, grab these two. Grab the shafts. I guess I didn't need the gearboxes then. So let's put this down. Basin. Mixer. Still ingot. Allow list. This is gonna be like super janky, but it'll work. I mean, it should work. I need, let's see, iron. And then charcoal. One more hopper. Oh, so I still need to put a filter list on that. That's stupid. Okay, hold on. It made some. Actually, I don't need the filter list now since it made it. There we go. Okay, let's do that again. So charcoal. There we go. And that's how easy it is to make steel with the mixer. It's that fast. Yeah. I'm just gonna leave that up in case I need to make more steel. What I will do is put you in here. Okay, and then the bender. The bender. Where art thou, bender? Bender, come on. There you are. So just one. Okay, it's not bad. Yeah. Bender, change this to 1. There we go. So we got about 24 minutes left. I was hoping to try and get this finished, but I don't think I'm gonna make it. Boy, okay. Okay, so 64. I don't think that's gonna give me enough either. 64 divided by 8. That'll give me 8. How many did I need again? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Oh, okay. So a stack of these should give me what I need. Okay, so the energy hatch requires this, which is a magnetic rod and fine steel wire, which in the wire mill. Okay, that's not bad. How many did I need? 16. So that's 2 steel ingots. I'll do 8. That's 1. Then I should. Do I have any more of those magnetic rods? I do. That's funny. It has a little magnet on it. That's freaking hilarious. Okay, so wire mill. You are 3. Awesome. And then I could throw this in here. Okay, so that should take care of that. Once I get the other machine hall, I'll be able to make 2 of these. And then the LV hatches, that's going to be wooden barrels. The buses, I believe, are going to be crates. They are. With glue, I have plenty of glue, so that shouldn't be a problem. And then for the muffler hatch, easy stuff. Maintenance hatch, even easier. Okay. So I need 7 more of these. Perfect. Of course. Anyone else? Yes, this one. Okay, let's do that again. There we go. Okay, so perfect. All right, so energy hatches, I need 2 of these, so 1, 2. Maintenance hatch, just need 1 of these. Okay. So get rid of that, get rid of that. Muffler hatch, I need a motor. And then pipe. Let me grab my tools out of the system again. Okay. So muffler hatch is done. So now I just need the inputs and the output buses and the hatches, which again requires just 1 of those. Planks. Then I also need some crates. Am I really out of iron screws already? What does it take to make you? Okay. Saw. Tool. Did I not pull it out? No, I did. So where did it go? Am I blind? Oh, I am blind. Don't mind me. I can make these right here, right now. All right. Maybe I will have time to do this. Hold on. So assembler. Oh, 2 and 1. Okay. So 1. Which one was 1? That's a crate. No. Glue. 1. Okay. And then the other one is with the drums. And it should be the same thing, I think, but on 2. Okay. Getting close. Okay, so let me change this to 2 and drop these guys in. Hey, let's go. We got 4 out of that one. Two more of these guys. Uh, okay. So, let's make a couple more of these. we go. Okay. I'm probably gonna put this over here. Want to make sure 1, 2, 3. So right here. I need a marker. So 3, 3. Okay. 3. Okay. So how do I make this? So 2. So output. You know what? Just to
So
know
I gotta
for
grab
sure.
some diode, copper
Whee.
wires, circuit.
Okay.
circuit.
So he has the energy. Okay. So main. He has input hatch up there. Output hatch with it.
Circuit assembler up, up.
Maintenance hatch here. Energy on the
That's
back.
And we still not have enough LV circuits.
So output. What's this one? This is input. Okay. Oh, got 8 minutes. I'm missing some blocks. There they are. Okay. So energy hatches. Put back here. Do the muffler hatch right here. And then do one of these here. Do the maintenance hatch on the side. Do input hatch here. Oh. I need input bus here. With the is the output bus here. Then, hold on. Need one more peek.
Not bad at all. Just the kind of like boards that might be kind of problematic to get.
Okay, so that was right.
I
Energy
have
here.
the silver foil. That's perfect. And sodium
have it there.
persulfate, it's able.
So
It's able to
LV
keep up.
output
I
hatch,
might
input
speed up
hatch.
the bisphylate production.
Oh, so you have
a
them
little
on
bit.
top,
Sodium bisphylate.
along with
Now
your
I'm gonna be stuck with this
muffler.
LNG
Okay,
electrolyzer.
that makes it easier.
Boom. And on the other.
Okay, then we could go ahead and put these down. I could put these pretty much anywhere. So I will have you here. And I'm going to do this guy up there as well. Do I have enough for this? Really? I forget you can't drink while holding shift because it actually pours the water out. Okay, I think I need to make one more invert. No, actually, I think I'm good. So all I need to do is put the hatch there in the middle. Or not the hatch, the muffler. Yeah, the hatch, muffler hatch. Oh, it's fun. I'm using drums and crates as building blocks. I don't like that. Can I rotate this? Yes. Okay. Okay, needs maintenance, which just means I need to grab all my tools. Yo, let's go. We got the EBF up. So now I just need to add some power to it. Let's go. Oh, oh, that's wonderful. I got EBF up and running. Bro. Oh, that's awesome. What can I do with this? Like, what can I do? Um, I wanna EBF something real quick. Hold on. What can I EBF real quick? Stuff. That's MV electrolyzer, which I can't do yet. Let's electric blast furnace. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? MV. LV. Do I have any green sapphires? Ooh, I do. Let's go. Okay. What is this? EBF. This only gives me aluminum nuggets, but I mean that's fine. Okay, so input bus, throw you in there. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Oh, that's good stuff. And then I could just grab steel crate. That automatically outputs. Look at that. Does the same thing happen for this? If I put this down, will it pull? It does. Does it? It does. Let's go. Okay. So it automatically pulls whatever I put into this crate. So this is input, this is output. I'm guessing these will be the same. This has to be putting a dent in my power. Yeah, see, my power is not even being able to keep up. I wonder if I put it on bypass mode. And maybe power surge. There we go. Yeah, let's go. Right on time, too. All right. So we got the electric blast furnace up and running. We kind of had to take a detour because, well, I can't make the GT greenhouse just yet. So I made the electric blast furnace instead. Anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me in today's stream. I am going to go ahead and call it here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell for future episodes and streams. And I will catch you guys in the next one. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to raid our good buddy Eternal, since he's still alive and he's right along with me doing all this stuff. So let's go ahead and do raid Eternal. Make sure I get his channel right. All right. Again, thank you guys so much for hanging out. And I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.